The flow chart for beer making process. So it starts from barley. Barley are cleaned, they are graded. Large size barley they are selected for malting process. In malting the important steps are steeping in water at 12 to 15 degrees Celsius for 2 to 3 days with continuous aeration. Germination, the water is separated. The process is for 7 to 8 days with 45% of moisture. Then, in order to stop the biological activities, kilning process or the roasting process that is carried out at 50 degrees Celsius that stops all the biological activities, and also this step decides the color of barley grains. After the removal of comes, if any, the present, it is called as malt. Then this malt is ready to be used in brewing process. Next step is mashing process in which malt is first milled so as to obtain coarse material. That coarse material is added to mash tub. It is mixed with hot water and there is mashing is done with the help of either infusion mashing process or decoction mashing process. Along with that, there may be addition of edgings at this stage, and the end of mashing process is at 75 degrees Celsius. Then this mash is filtered. That filtered mash is now having a dark color and it is called as sweet wort. This sweet wort is then ready for boiling process for 1 hour. The desirable changes or the desirable things that are supposed to happen during this kettle boil process are sterilization, enzyme denaturation, hop extraction, and isomerization of humulons. Then this will be then go to strainer because during this kettle boil process there is addition of flowers. So addition during this stage facilitates the extraction of humulons and lupulons, which are the hop substances that have brewing value, which are responsible for the characteristic flavor and bitter taste of beer. So whatever the insoluble material that remains, it is called as hop back, or it is also called as hot break. So this hot break is separated from this hot wort that will go to a hot wort tank where the wort is cooled. During cooling also there may be formation of some insoluble impurities which should be separated are called as cold break. Then after attaining desirable temperature the wort is aerated. So a desirable amount of dissolved oxygen must be present in this aerated wort. The pitching process that involves inoculation with yeast and fermentation proceeds with the result of fermentation of sugar to ethanol and CO2 is generated. Whatever the CO2 is generated, it is collected, it is stored and it is purified for further sparging process. After the fermentation is over, immediately the broth is stored at 0 to 2 degrees Celsius, that is called as fuzzing, and of course the lagering process, that is storage, during which the residual yeast will settle down, that helps in the clarification of young beer. Sometimes there may be addition of hop extract powder at this step if it is not added in this during this step. Then the next step is cold storage maturation. So during this cold storage maturation, the beer cellars are mixed with potassium metabisulfite as a stabilizing agent. Caramel, if a dark color beer is required, then there can be addition of this burnt sugar, proteolytic enzymes and tannic acid. They are added as chill proofing agents. During this process, the clarification is always done that involves filtration and responsible for the removal of protein tannin complexes. In the next step, this beer it is parched with CO2, which is called as finishing or carbonation process, and after that the beer is ready for packaging in pasteurized bottles and cans for the further marketing process.